Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here. We are back with Sword Art Online Alicization, War of the Underworld, episode number 4. Last time on, there was a marriage proposal, and the king, or the emperor, showed up. That's how the episode ended. Let me just pull up my notes here so I can remember the names, because there's a lot of new names to remember. Mr. Miller has taken over as the Emperor Vector, and Vasago has taken over as the Dark Knight. Again, both sides are now trying to transport Alice to the World End Altar, or altar, to get her out. War is building up. I mean, the War of the Underworld is building up, and shit's about to get serious. I don't really know what to expect this episode. I don't know if we're going to continue on with the Dark Territory side of things, because it it ended with Miller and Vasago kind of appearing in the Underworld, or if we're going to go back to Alice for a bit, because we haven't seen her in like 2 episodes. Or what's going to happen this episode? I don't know. I guess we'll find out together right now. Well, I guess not together, because you've already probably watched the episode, but I haven't. Or have I? As always, the link is at the top of the description. It'll take you to Vimeo. You can watch the reaction highlight there, and then head back here afterwards for the post-episode discussion. With that out of the way, let's get into the episode. I'm not sure if I should be glad or concerned at the fact that instead of the normal, like, crazy rapist sort of online villain, this guy's just an absolute psychopathic murderer. I'm not sure which one I'd rather have at this point. But to Mr. Miller's case, he is breaking free of the normal sort of online villain mode, sort of, because again, he hasn't raped anybody yet or tried to. So, props to him on that one. Totally thought it was going to happen this episode. But no, instead he just choked her out and turned her into an ice cube. Like, what is he going to do with her head now? Is he just going to keep it? Like this, he went through a lot of work to preserve it like that, so I mean, might as well keep it somewhere, right? I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do with the human head after you've decapitated it. I'm not sure if there's any other use for it, but yeah, no. Mr. Miller is a very I like, really, everything we had seen up until this episode gave me the idea of this super intelligent, composed, like, I don't know, badass looking dude, and all of a sudden, no. I mean, the intelligent part, I don't know, you know, he might still be intelligent, but he's just an absolute crazy psychopathic murderer. Which is fine, but like, that's not what I expected at all. So, yeah, this is I think this is that episode of the season. See, Sword Art Online always has one of those episodes where it's like that episode, and again, usually that episode is where the rapey scene happens. But in this case, it wasn't quite like that, but it was that scene. You know what I mean? Last season, you know what that scene was? Where what's his face tried to do the rapey. What was his name? I can't remember. Did we ever see those 2 girls again, by the way? Or at least the redhead? Because Yu-Gi-Oh was going to go back and marry her afterwards, but we haven't seen her at all. Like, we don't even know if she knows that Yu-Gi-Oh is no longer of the living. I mean, I guess living is a subjective term, but you know what I mean. But yeah, no, again, I was not prepared for what was about to happen this episode. I was a little bit worried when he was giving the speech to his army about, like, you know, I want to control everything, and you know, all this, like, it felt very generic, and I was kind of worried. I'm like, this guy just go full-blown generic anime villain on us all of a sudden? Like, I was really disappointed for a second, but no, that was just an act. He was trying to you know, motivate his people as the new emperor. I really thought this whole struggle for peace would be an ongoing theme of this season. But no, they're both just dead. and war has started. Like they were talking about this plan where they'd have to take out some of the orc captain or the goblin captains and the leader of the mages and everything, and then well, bam! Next episode, they're both dead. It's just I really did not expect this all to happen. Well, the thing is though, I still get the feeling that this arc as a whole is going to be a lot more serious than anything we've seen so far. Because like, it feels if like shit. We're going to war. Like this is. I mean, Sword Art Online has had a lot of big moments, but it hasn't had like an outright war. I mean, the closest thing, I guess, like in the Aincrad arc, there were a couple like big battles amongst people. Like the there were battles with the between the big clan, the one that Heathcliff was leading, and the Skull guys, whatever they're the clan that Deathgun was a part of. Like there were a couple big battles there, but like this is a war. This is a war. Again, it's a little bit different because Aincrad was everyone's a human, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. This is a little bit different, but it's very important in real life, considering this is literally a, kind of the central point of an actual real world war scenario. Again, this war for a possible major weapon. Let's go back to Mr. Miller for a second, though. He was able to see Alicia's Fluctlight when it left her body in real life. Now, I do want to say this right off the bat. I'm pretty sure, like, the idea of Fluctlights was like a real concept, as there are many concepts of spirits and life and stuff like that. So that was like the real world that he killed Alicia in, and he sensed her Fluctlight coming out. Is that like something that anybody can do, or was he just like, is he just crazy? Was he dreaming when he felt that? Clearly, though, with what was her name, Lipia, he was able to like consume her Fluctlight and see her memories and stuff, which he had been trying to replicate. And by replicate, I'm assuming that means he was able to do the same thing with Alicia, where he like saw into her Fluctlight. But he said he tried to replicate that multiple times and couldn't until now. So I'm guessing that means he's killed a lot of people with this sole purpose in mind. Another question: does Alicia have any connection to Alice right now? Her name was Alicia. She was reading Alice in Wonderland. Like, I feel like that's just too much to have been a coincidence, right? Unless it was just like a red herring thrown in by the author to fuck us up a bit. But it just seems like a lot of Alice is going on to just overlook. But I don't know. And also, Alicia kind of had like blondish hair. It was more of like a brownish, dirty blonde kind of look. But she didn't really look like Alice at all. But I don't know. She had the same hair color and skin color, so I guess that means she must be Alice, right? No. I don't know. It could be. Because I can't even remember now. We came to the like all of the Fluctlights in the Underworld. They have to have been like based off of real people. Hold on, I'm gonna go back and look. I can't remember where to look back to be able to verify this information. But I feel like they had said somewhere that these Fluctlights would have been based off of real life people in some capacity, right? Because like Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, they aren't real. They're these artificial Fluctlights that exist in the Underworld. But like, would they have real life counterparts? Like, is there a real life Alice lookalike in the real world that doesn't really know that, she's just, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making that up completely. Because I'm just wondering, maybe if they did have real life counterparts, maybe Alice was based off of Alicia somehow, in some way. I'm just trying to find a way they could be connected at all. I think it might just be a symbolic purpose that Alicia was the first, person that he saw her Fluctlight, and now he wants to end it with Alice here. I guess it could just be kind of a symbolic thing. It probably is, in fact. But yeah, the assault's beginning, and shit's getting wild. But anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys off here for now. So as always, if you guys want early access and or the full-length versions of these reactions, click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/sphericalfilms, and you can check that out there. But with all of that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys all next week with episode number 5. Until then, peace out.